Christian Riker, Managing Director of Ikano Private Limited, Mr. A.L. Parimalam, General Manager Corporate Affairs of Ikano Private Limited, distinguished guests, members from the media, ladies and gentlemen.
Yang berbahagia, Bapak Ibu Masyarakat, yang dibentuk Majelis Bandar Aspen Pride. Yang berbahagia.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to create a better everyday life for the many people here in Penang. You already feel at home, I'm sure.
This is a historic occasion because it is an effort that was in the works for the last 6 years. And we do not know whether we can bring it to fruition. But finally, here we are, gathered this morning to witness the signing ceremony that brings together marquee organizations, namely, of course, our State Development Agency, PDC, and IKEA to Penang, together with the local developer, Aspen Group. The sale of 245 acres of land in Batu Kawan would be signed in the agreement this morning. And at the price, you may say there's a known price, of 45 ringgit per square feet, you will give PDC a revenue of 484 million ringgit. But I must say that the fact that they had committed themselves much earlier has given a great boost to the new satellite township of Batu Kawan. And I think everybody knows IKEA. Everybody knows and loves IKEA. A global brand name noted not only for price leadership, but also for quality leadership, and most important of all, for service leadership. I think that is what makes IKEA so unique. And a unique characteristic that we hope to imbue in Penang as part of the Penang DNA. That's why we have our slogan, Penangese. In this respect, I would also like to welcome Mr. Christian Riker, the Managing Director of Ikano to Penang. Ikano is the owner of IKEA franchise in South Asia, and I think they need no introduction. What I would like to emphasize here, and this is for the benefit of the press, apart from my prepared text, which has all the details, all the important details of what we are signing today. But I'd just like to add on to my prepared text that this is one of those baby steps where you see the emergence of a creative cluster that the Penang state government wishes to establish in Penang. If you look at the development of the economic model of Penang over the last 50 years, we started as an agricultural-based economy, followed by trading, retail, and then industrialization, and of course lately moving into the services sector. But that alone is not sufficient. We need to have a convergence of all these sectors to establish a creative cluster. Because if we are to transit to a high-income economy, innovation and creativity are the keys towards a developed society, a high-income economy. High income means all the people, because they are the ones that really matters. No point having good GDPs if it is not filtered down, if the people in that state does not benefit directly. In that respect, when you talk about establishing a creative cluster, I think nothing is more important than the 3 T's. 3 T's, what are the 3 T's? The first T, talent. The second T, technology. And the third T, tolerance. Tolerance for new ideas, tolerance to allow you that freedom to explore and to express yourselves. And I think Penang is unique in the sense that we are the only state in Malaysia to have all 3 T's: talent, technology, and tolerance. That's why I think IKEA made a brilliant decision to choose Penang. Because, as I've stated many times before, Penang will live or die by our wits, and our wits alone. And if we are to ensure that we live and survive, we must make sure that all these wits are in Penang. And that's why, for all the brain drain, we must try to reverse that brain drain so that we return to Penang. And of course, IKEA is part of these efforts. That you don't have to stay in KL or in Singapore. If you like to shop in IKEA, it's also available in Penang. And that will also help to persuade these creative types, these brainy types, that Penang is a livable city. In fact, it's really a very livable city, the most livable city in Malaysia. So says ECA International. And lately Forbes named Penang as the 3rd best living city to retire in the world. Number 3 in the world to retire. And that's why we have so many expats. Our numbers of Japanese residents have increased by leaps and bounds. When we first, in 2008, we were only 1,600, now around 2004. So we have everything, almost everything Japanese, not only just restaurants or even a Japanese run of course. And we hope that it's not just Japanese, and our Japanese Honorary Council is here today. It's not just Japanese, it's also all our friends. Because we want to reconnect, re-establish the relationship that Penang has over the last 220 odd years. With Europe, especially with the Middle East, and with all our Asian neighbors. And perhaps IKEA is one of those game changers, that can connect all these citizens from disparate nations to come to Penang. IKEA is not the be-all and end-all. I'm not saying that IKEA is the be-all and end-all. No, it is not a be-all and end-all. But it's one of those critical steps towards these creative clusters. And over the course of several months, you'll be making further announcements, exciting announcements on what we have in store for Batu Kawan and also for Penang, towards establishing Penang as a creative cluster. In fact, we have people coming over now for the first time to try to discover what makes Penang tick, especially in certain key sectors like medical tourism. What makes Penang tick? Sometimes they want to learn from the Penang model. I said, please don't say you want to learn from the Penang model, because if you want to start talking like that, then we'll be on the spotlight. We do not want to be in the spotlight. We want to be low key. Let companies or global brand names like IKEA, let them be in the spotlight. As long as we progress, and as long as we can achieve convergence, manufacturing, services, and of course, that very nebulous, difficult to attain, a creative cluster, the key towards a high-income economy. Now, I have to mention a bit about this project by IKEA, because it is a major catalyst, not only for Batu Kawan, but also for Penang State as a whole. The 245 acres will see not only the IKEA flagship stores, but also residents, offices, medical facilities, parks, international schools, retail shops, and an integrated central transportation hub for the southern part of Serang Pride. Transport is, of course, extremely important. The northern part of Serang Pride, we have the Penang Central in Butterworth, I think the southern part, Batu Kawan would be able to have that resources as well as the space and the momentum to create a hub, transportation hub for that region. Now this signing ceremony today would have a GDV, a gross development value of the entire project amounting to 8 billion ringgit. So it's an 8 billion ringgit signing agreement that we are witnessing today, which we hope will be completed in 10 years. And of course we have conveyed to Christian that hopefully it can be even shorter. We'll be very disappointed if we have to take 10 years. And we hope that, of course, this success story would be completed. They say it's not just IKEA, there are also other projects that we have announced, designer village, auto hubs, universities such as University of Hull from UK will be coming here, a full-fledged campus. KDU University, the local university, offering courses in engineering, accountancy, law, logistics and business studies. We also have plans for a specialist hospital, golf course, which of course I think would interest these industrialists. And we have also many world-class or world leaders in the electronics industry who have already set up base in Batu Kawan. SanDisk have started construction. The leader in flash memory storage solution. I think everybody knows SanDisk, especially if you are a camera buff. All your memories and digital is all mostly SanDisk. Bose, not just Bosch, but also Bose. Premier sound electronics from the United States, speakers, and everything related to sound. Aeronautics Malaysia, global leader in blood management, is also now operating in Batu Kawan. And of course, Seagate left us in 2002. And this year, they have announced that they have returned to Penang with the 1.05 billion ringgit investment over 5 years. So all these are very exciting developments, but I think it's also important that the promise becomes a reality. And that is why we have high hopes that all these projects that we have announced today, we want to send forth the message that this is just not hype. This is hope. This is not hype. This is hope. And this hope will be turned into reality. And that's why we choose marquee names like IKEA, because we know they know how to turn hype into hope and then into reality. Thank you very much.
Dr. Erwin Murli, Group CEO of Aspen Group, and Dr. Rusli Jafar, General Manager of BDC. is Aspen, Ikano, and PDC